Okay, so my 1999 Dodge Durango seems to be having an ignition coil issue. I have the oscilloscope here hooked up to the ground side of the ignition coil. And if you watch, if I turn on the key, you see the voltage go up and come back down. That is the ASR relay, the auto shutdown, or ASD, I forget now. Anyway, kicks on, kicks off. That's normal. So there is continuity through the coil. However, I try to start it. See a nice square wave. That tells me that the PCM has control of the coil. However, there is no high voltage waveform pattern being generated from the coil. Indicates a shorted out ignition coil. If there was an open in the coil, then there would be no voltage at all, and you would also not see that square wave, regardless of whether or not the PCM has control of it or not. Go over here to the scan tool, the two codes. I wasn't aware of the first one that's shown there. It was just showing ignition coil number 1, primary circuit. Well, there's only one coil anyway, but primary circuit, that would make sense. Whether it's shorted out or open, either case, yeah, my ignition coil seems to be an issue. Pointed out by the scan tool here and also confirmed on the scope. I have one from a wrecking yard. I'm going to throw that here in there in just a second. Probably pause the video and put it in and then try it. I'll show it to you on the scope. However, I'm a little bit concerned about this no cam signal. I'm not sure if the PCM needs a cam signal in order to initiate ignition or control of the ignition system. I don't think that really matters like it would for injector sequencing. It would need both the cam and crank sensors to do that. But I might also have an issue with my cam sensor, or it's just kind of maybe, I don't know, an anomaly of what else is going on. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, I'll pause this. I'll throw it in there real quick and we'll see how it looks. All right, so I just stuck that coil in. I didn't even mount it. Just kind of wedged it in and put the spark plug wire and the primary connector on it. Anyway, we'll see what it does. Here it is still on the scope. Let's see what happens. There it is. That is what the ignition is supposed to look like. The primary circuit waveform with the scope back probed onto the ground side of the coil. Anyway, so that's working. So I'm guessing my cam sensor is probably fine. But fired right up. See, I just got this thing towed back from Monroe all the way to my house by Granite Falls. Just outside of there anyhow. All it needs is another coil. I already had that issue confirmed on the scope, as you could see, because I keep the thing with me sometimes. Anyhow, now I can park it. Cool. Tow truck's just dropped me off right here, kind of in the middle of the road. Told him that'd be fine, but now I don't have to push it. Sweet. I'll go get a new coil tomorrow.